Sahana vavatu Sahana bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May the Lord protect us. May He nourish us. May we acquire the capacity to study and understand the scriptures. May our study be brilliant and may we not cavil each other. Om, peace, peace, peace in us all. Dear brothers and sisters, loving Sai Ram to all of you. We welcome all of you for the online satsang of the Sri SSSIO Center of Arcadia. So anyway, we talked about how the scriptures say mainly the knowledge of the Atma is the only way to liberation. So that is why first we said last time, we should know what is Atma Vidya, what is Brahma Vidya, what is Adhyatma Vidya. It's the same. The experience or knowledge of Brahman is Brahma Vidya. And we talked about the qualifications needed in the first sutra itself, Athato Brahma Jijnasa. So that is the first Brahma Sutra. So if we don't have those qualifications, it's difficult to understand Brahma Vidya. So we go on reminding of ourselves, you need to develop those four qualities, Viveka, Vairagya, Shat Sampatti, and Mumukshvatva. Those are the basic credentials to have the Brahma Vidya. Because whatever you do is all good, Swamis call them good deeds. Like you do yajnas, pujas, vratas, and worship, all are good. But the only way to attain that highest last stage is jnana devatu kaivalya. Only through the jnana you attain the liberation. There is no other way. What is jnana? Advaita darshanam jnanam. Seeing that oneness is jnana. And sometimes we may feel, my God, it is so difficult. Even I told that to Swami. But he assured Lord Krishna himself, and I talked to Swami, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam. If you go on thinking about me intensely and you love me and surrender to me, I will give you that buddhi. I will give you the jnana yoga. Classical example is Arjuna himself. It was in the middle of the war. What is happening? Dadami divya chichu. I am going to give you a special vision, like you will see the Vishwarupa. It is like going to a, what they call the 3D shows or something, movies, right? They give you special goggles and you can see things. If you don't wear them, you can't see them properly. So you need special glasses. So Lord Krishna gave him special glasses, so that he could see the Vishwarupa. Nobody else could see the Vishwarupa. Everybody was there present, only Arjuna, because it is the gift of Lord Krishna. So if you really do that, then he will show you what is Atma and Anatma. That is what the Arjuna says. Lord, he argued how he wants to escape from the war. Finally, he says, I don't know what. I surrender to you. Then Lord Krishna teaches about Atma and Anatma. Till then, he doesn't. So first you surrender to God. Lord, I don't know what it is. Please show me the path, and he will show. And last week I shared, I hopefully any of you verified or not, chapter 2, Bhagavad Gita, from sloka 11 to 30, the whole thing is about what is Atma, Anatma, how to recognize that. And we also shared the beautiful example how in the body we have so many changes. and how to, like changing shirts, we change the bodies. So there is another thing we get talked about. And finally, if you are in the Atmic knowledge, how do you live? What are the qualifications? That also we talked from Sloka 54 to 72. So now it's almost the end of this sutra. So we'll continue this, and then we'll see what else. Okay, good. Please proceed.
Thank you, Dr. Reddy. Sairam, brothers and sisters. Last section of Sutra 6. All is Atma, Atma is all. The Atma in which they have merged is invisible to the eye. It cannot be grasped or held by the hand. One can only know that it exists and that it is goodness and nothing else. All urges that draw one towards the objective world have to be exterminated before faith in the Atma can take root. The 4 steps of Atmic awareness are very much akin to the 4 steps in the recital of Om or Aum. The Aum and the ultimate mantra are on a par mantra. The ultimate mantra are on a par with the waking, dreaming, sleeping, and merging steps already dwelt upon. The Atma is evident in the mind in deep sleep. It reposes in the heart. In the 4th stage, it is all by all of oneself. To sum up, it can be laid down that the Atma exists in all beings in all stages of daily life, in all circumstances and conditions, and in all activities and experiences. All is Atma. Atma is all. The cosmos is manifested as one by the one. This is what the aphorism reveals. Without the awareness of this unity, there can be no joy and peace. Without joy and peace, truth is an empty concept. Therefore, one should know the cosmos as full, Purna. It is not a void or vacuum, it is Atma itself. So in this last section, the main concept is that everything is Atma and nothing else. And as we know, one of the ways we describe or the upadhis of Atma is Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. So Swami is asserting that Shivam, goodness, Satyam, truth, and Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram, beauty, they are these attributes of the Atma, and that fills the entire universe. So one of the things that Swami said was 3/4 of spirituality is self-inquiry. Why? To understand who we are and understand what the world is. And the other example Swami is giving is that the word Om, the sound that we pronounce, A, U, Ma, and then silence, this itself has the answer. That it is waking, dreaming, sleeping, and then the silent merging step. All of these steps, Swami is there, the Atma is there, God is there, whatever you name it, call it, and that is our own self. We are there. But to get to the Atma, we have to remove all the impurities outside. And as long as we are connected to the world, that process doesn't start. It can start only when we turn inwards. And this is why Swami is urging us to do self-inquiry, to find out who we are, and that nothing in the world is but Atma. Once we realize that, then we are one with the world. And again, he's ending with the concept of Purna, as we saw in that aphorism, Purnamida Purnamidam, that the word Purna, which is infinite, complete, whole, etc., that is the definition of Atma. It by itself is always full, and nothing can divide it, take it away, make parts. It's only one. This is the basic concept of unity that Swami is reminding us, that everything is Atma and that is it in the universe. So,
yeah, here we talked about it in the past. Again, Swami repeatedly, and Upanishads, Vedas, all scriptures emphasize this Om. So which is almost, you can say, non-denominational, because this is the primal sound. This is the one which represents the attributeless, formless God who is beyond time, space, and causation. Nirguna Nirakara Brahman, because that is the ultimate truth. So to say that, that is why he says, Om Ityekaksharam Brahma. That is what the scriptures say. That is what Lord Krishna says. Om Ityekaksharam. This one letter this is called Pranava Upasana. As we talked about 3 letters, Om has A, O, Ma. And then at the beyond that Ma is that silent. That is very important. People say Om, Om, Om. If you go on, then that is not good. So there is a gap. Then Om, and then they should pass, because the Turiya stage is the important. Because we all go through the 3. We all go to the wakeful. Right now we are wakeful. Then we'll go to bed and get sleep. So Samadhi state. Then you go into various dreams, each one, and then go to deep sleep. That is the thing. And then there is a stage where no thought, nothing exists. That is the stage of called Turiya. That is the stage where the this I exists in throughout. In the waking stage, it says, oh, I saw this. In dream, you say, oh, I dreamt that. And in after getting up from deep sleep, oh, I had a good deep sleep. That time you didn't feel. This I is the one consciousness which is present in all the states. That is the real Brahman. That is what is beautifully said in the scriptures. In wakeful stage, this Brahman is called Vishuddhu. In dream stage, it is called Tejasvidu. That is why last time also in the dream we said, how is it you are getting dream? It is pitch dark in your room, but you are seeing clearly the whole, like a movie, you are seeing the whole thing. So that is inner light, Tejas. And then the next stage in the deep sleep is called Prajna. Whereas this Turiya is beyond this Vishwa, Tejas and Prajna state. That is the ultimate experience. So for that, that is why the Omkar, the whole program in Shanti, in many places they start with Omkar. We talked about why 21 times we chant Omkar. In many ashrams they do. How this repeating Om, it purifies these 5 karmendriyas and 5 jnanendriyas, 5 pranas, 5 koshas, and finally you are in touch with the Atma. So it is not, that is why even we hear Panchakosha discussion when we had, it is just you cannot be in touch with Atma. First you should know what is Atma and Anatma. So, because we think we are the Atma, so I am saying, oh, I am me, the body. So that is why Swami very simply said, you are 3 people. Every person of one of us, you are 3 people. What you think you are, we think we are the body. What others you think you are the mind. Oh, that guy is like this, he's cruel, or he is loving, he is compassionate. They are judging your behavior. What you really are, that is Atma. So we are not the body and the mind which you think about. We need to get out of that body, mind, intellect complex to know our true nature, which is the Atma. That is why this is called Atma Anatma Vichara, Dushya Vivekam. What you see, but Dushyate Tanashyate, whatever you see, whether it is the people, plants, animals, and beings, everything, whatever has existence, it will dissolve one day. There is a law of nature, there's no question. And even Lord Krishna says in Gita, Jatasya dhruvo mrityu. Once you are born, forget about it, just question of time. We're all walking from the to the grave, tomb. So it doesn't look pleasant, but we have to be, Swami says, 2 things you should remember always, God and death. Then you will be really be in your right mind and do the right things. So there's this first you need to differentiate Atma and Anatma. That is why I said you differentiate. This is like classical example. They chant this particular 2nd chapter whenever people die. And one of the classic Vasam Sijirnani Yadha Vihaya Navani Griha, like torn clothes there, and you throw them away, right? You put the nice clothes. And then you are happy. So you are tearing. Similarly, this body, after a while, as I said, it goes through, it was born, then it just exists, then grows, and then all these changes happen. As I said, you will have the gray hair, and then you will have wear the glasses, you have cataract operation, you have this canals and crowns and bridges in the mouth. And then the other day, one of my friends I called, she's in England. She said, "Well, oh, everything is good. Now I'm Santi. I got some new knees and new hips." I said, "Oh, my lady, you are a bionic woman now. So you have new knees, new hips, and new mouth, and new eyes. And so this body is up to a point you can replace. You cannot replace all the time. So finally, eviction notice comes. So that is why before that happens, we need to wake up and focus on what doesn't die, what doesn't change. Focus on that rather than something which is going to change anyway, go away. Something which is ever there is Atma. Clearly he says, you can destroy by weapons. Right now in the war, they are destroying by weapons. Anything in the world you can destroy. You can put fire and burn things. You can hose water and can wet things. But one thing you cannot cut, you cannot wet, you cannot put fire to is Atma. As clearly Lord Krishna says, neither Atma can kill anybody, not cannot be killed. Neither it will be cannot be burned, neither it can be cut, neither it can be wet. So nothing can affect. It is always there. There is nothing it can touch. It is eternal and present. So the first analysis is, what is Atma and Anatma? This is not, this body is not me, this. But that is called, this discussion is neti, not this, not this, not this. This looks very dry and boring, but this is essential. There is no way. If you want to finally have Brahma Vidya, this is the only path. Not this. Neti means that is what our people. Not this, not this. So, and then you go up, like Sri Ramakrishna said, you go to the roof of the thing. Oh, these steps, this is not roof, this is not. Finally go to this roof. Then you realize even the steps and the roof made up of the same cement. Similarly, Swami said it so beautifully. Nobody else can explain like that beautifully. Neti means not this, not this. Swami said beautifully, not only this. That means you don't say, finally you will realize this is also Atma. Because once you say there is 4 points I want you to take home, just then we will end. That everything is Atma. There are what 4 things? Atma is there in all beings. That means in you, me, in animals, dogs, cats, mosquitoes, ants, lizards, snakes, all beings, plants, everything has Atma. So whenever you see them, hey, this has Atma, this has Atma. That's what. Second thing is, in all stages of life. That means whether you are a child, or young man, grown-up person, or a old man, or dying, in all stages, same Atma exists. Second. Third, in all circumstances. That means whether you are awake, dreaming, deep sleep, any stages, all circumstances, it is there. In all conditions, that means whether you are in pain, pleasure, and whatever mental state you are, it is there. The Atma exists. In all activities, whatever activities and whatever experiences we have. So you should have that Atmic awareness in all situations, then you will be in bliss. That is why there is a beautiful say, then they will dance. Nandati, Nandati, Nandatyeva. Always happy. For this, who is the best example? Nandishvara. You know Nandi? It is a bull. But why it is so happy? It is actually, it's called Vrishabha, that is the thing. But it always looks at Lord Shiva. It doesn't look at who is coming, who is saluting. I'm interested only in, but Swami was joking to the students. Once they get married, they become Nandis. They go on looking at wife, so concentrated, forget about it. But here, the Nandi always doesn't look here or there, always looks at Lord Shiva when he's sitting. But when he's going around, it carries him around. It is on. So 2 things it does. One is complete one-pointed focus on the Lord, and carries him around means does his work. We also one-pointedly look at God, think about, listen to him, listen to his glory, sing his glory. And second thing is, carrying him means he doesn't need to be, he carries us, but do his work. So think about him all the time and do his work. Then we will also be become like Nandi. Not that we'll become buffalo or something, but Nandi, the reason it's called is Nandati Nanda. He's always blessed. He's always happy. People who think about God, their one sign is they're always joyful, cheerful, happy. That is a sign. That's why we said happiness is union with God. So let us do that, and then we live in Atmic awareness. Then Sai Ram will continue next week.